Okie dokie. Let me just take a couple of quick little painkillers. Because my hands are not doing well. Lovely. All that I got. What am I thinking? This needs to go on the other screen. Can you go on the other screen? Or you can be one of those. No, you're okay. You can go onto that screen. I just need to tweak the camera so I can see what I'm doing. That way, my face is actually looking at the right screen. So you joined me about 2.5 hours into this. About half an hour was from the demo. And I played a couple of hours since it released this morning. Well, released a couple of hours ago. Because I have been looking forward to this one for a long time. And even though I've left a negative review right now, I still want to give it more time. Because it might just be that the start couple of hours of the game is just tedious right now because of low amounts of stuff to get. Also, ooh, I almost missed you on the floor, hidden. I say hidden, it wasn't hidden, it didn't have anything to point out that it was there until I looked directly at it. Yeah, it's okay. I'm going to tweak the settings a little bit, I think, though. It doesn't need... This game is not the kind of game that requires 60 FPS. Not even close. It looks basically the same anyway. Right, so, got everything from here that we need. So, off we go. This was the tutorial for... Sometimes you'll find a thing in the middle of the track. And you have to unplug a battery. Fine. Also, it's really annoying because I couldn't actually stop it in time, so I got to a certain point. Hang on a minute. Hang on a minute. So dropping things on here does not attach them to the train. That's wonderful to know. Yeah, I'm stuck. I mean, I might still not need them. Barrel, we only have one. Mag, we only have one. Frame, we can... only use that one. Only use that grip. Only use that stock. Or maybe not. Maybe it's just the fact that We don't have the room for them yet, because we need another piece of wood for this goddamn container. My biggest issue with this game so far is, good God, does it need more resources? With the amount of things it's expecting you to research and build, it really needs more stuff like wood, and also, hello. Oh, this thing's way better at dealing with those. Yeah, you can piss off. Of course, I killed it too far away, so I can't actually do anything with it. Mildly annoying. Also, what's mildly annoying is a slight misclick meant that it used up some resources to repair something that was barely damaged. This game has got some flaws. And by some, I mean quite a number of them. Apparently, at some point, from the depot things, you can find like a little tiny bug, like a weird creature thing that can collect stuff for you occasionally. It's like, well, not really that helpful. I kind of like need them now. I don't want to sort of grind through depots trying to find this thing in the hope that it's apparently the right kind of pet that can actually find resources. But it's like right now, this needs wood. This needs wood. This needs wood. All of the building needs wood. All this shit needs wood. Just give more wood, maybe. I mean, I honestly was expecting just the fact that I said wood so many times. I was expecting Sheeper to just turn up. He just has that sense for the wood. And I'm also at the point where I'm also running out of not only wood, but also scrap. I only have... If this is what it's like on a solo world, I really hope that they've got some kind of multiplayer on co-op worlds. There's more resources, because it would just be boring. It's already tedious enough trying to collect the little that is around. And then stopping and starting. But if they haven't upped the amount of stuff you can find in co-op, then I can foresee the one thing that I'm thinking this game might do okay. At least at this early stage of early access. Bearing in mind it's been on Epic for like a year and a half at this point, and more stuff could have been done. I'm really trying not to be negative about the game, but I'm really trying. First things first, I want this. It's enjoyable and it plays well. It just could do with a little bit of a kickstart at the start of the game. I mean, I don't know. Looking at the wiki, obviously seems outdated because I think the wiki was written for the Epic Store version, which is an older version than what we got on Steam. Because I've seen some things on there that they're just like, on the wiki, there's a thing called the Driller. But the Driller is not called the Driller in this version. It's called the Crusher. So at the moment, the wiki is, I'm going to assume, 50% wrong. But so the fact I've looked at the wiki just to like have a look forward, because I'm like, okay, at the moment, it's okay. I did, like I say, I've put a Steam review up, and my first thing is I really wish there was a neutral review for this. Because it's very much not a shit game, but some of the other early access games that are survival crafting that have come out had a stronger start. I mean, I know that, you know, Raft is complete now, but I was with Raft since that started, and even back like a good sort of year or so ago, when Raft was like it had only got like chapter 1 out of the story. The early games still had enough with enough variety that you could spend hours upon hours in it before even realizing there was a story. Whereas this, because of the wonderful narrator, who I really wish had his own volume control. I really do. I really, really do. As soon as you start the game, it's like, oh, there's a story to this, is there? It's not just a sandbox, let's have fun game. It's you are going to be literally on rails for the game. I mean, I was hoping that was just going to be an aesthetic choice, rather than also a story one. Honestly, this is the thing that I find the weirdest, is just looking around at all of this wonderful weirdness. Totally fine with this. I could totally imagine that this world existed. But as soon as the narrator starts talking, I lose the I don't. It's like, oh, this is actually a game. Because the narrator seems very much we liked Stanley Parable, so we want a narrator. The problem is the narrator doesn't have the personality of the narrator from Stanley Parable. Maybe that's going to change. Maybe as they bring out more chapters and the story goes on, and they have to like record more audio, and they carry on writing bits. Maybe the writing for the narrator will improve. He won't be so annoying. Maybe I'll grow to like him. Well, no, I don't think anyone would be, but the fact that the narrator in Stanley Parable was well written and had a good voice. In this one, the voice is fine, but the writing is more. It seems like it's trying to be sarcastic every now and then for the sake of being sarcastic. And as an English person, I have very strict guidelines on sarcasm. If it's bad sarcasm, I will not like it, and I will want to get rid of it, which is why I want to turn the narrator off. Luckily, for the most part, once you get through the tutorial bit, he shuts the fuck up. When you're chilling and like floating around, he's quiet. I mean, just before I started stream, when I turned up at that last outpost, he spoke a little bit again, because he's like, oh yes, okay, something's in the way. You need to find a way around it. Well, yes, thank you. But then he quickly again then shut up. Me your leather. So what was I actually doing? I was making more metal. That was it. I wanted you, which meant I needed one spring and 2 bolts. Food then. Components are done, so that should... We need 1 copper pipe. Now, the grappling hook I've not seen yet, so is it just going to be you attach to the floaty things and move quicker? Or is it going to be that you can also shoot items and drag them towards you? Would be nice. Would make life a little bit quicker. Not enough space still. Okay. Wait. I was going to say, why was there not enough space? What? Oh, that takes up 2 slots, that's why. That's something I was not expecting. Exactly, so is it E to equip? Okay, so it doesn't attach to things. Yep. We are very much going to be a It's the hook from Raft rather than it being a grappling hook to attach to things and drag you towards it. I mean, it's short range, but might make life a little bit less painful. How accurate do you need to be? Okay, so it also has a little bit of aim assist on there. You can be a little bit off with your aim and it'll still collect the thing you're generally aiming towards. That's probably because it has you can use controller for it. That's probably in there just to help the console peoples. And also people like me that just can't aim. So what was next? Oh yes, I needed four iron and 2 grease. Hey El, welcome in. I love seeing the wigglies. Yeah, it is very much Raft vibes. It's a bit I was saying to Ace a bit ago. Ace also bought it, and I think we're both agreeing it's a little bit slow at first. A little bit slow at first. I mean, I've been playing this for I think 30 minutes of the demo, and it actually lets you use your saves from the demo when you buy the game, so you don't have to go through the first half an hour again, which is wonderful. That's always a bonus. And actually, whilst I'm thinking about, is there a way? I would very much like to increase the size of the crosshair. Ah. Don't believe there's a way to do that. Also, I told you to be FPS. Oh, you have to hold it, everything. Yeah, I told you to lower the FPS down because this game right now does not need 60 frames a second. This is not Apex. This is not some extremely quick shooter. In fact, I'm having a harder time aiming at the stationary stuff than I do at the enemies. Yeah, I really would like to have a slightly bigger crosshair, just to make it a bit easier to see. Or at least the option of changing the colour. That's obviously just a thing for visually impaired people. I mean, my vision has never been the best, even with glasses. But that tiny dot, I mean, I don't know how well it's visible on the screen, but there is actually a dot in the center of the screen for the crosshair. It's just on 99% of the screen, it's really hard to see. Yeah, exactly. You can when you're looking at something really dark, you can see there's a dot and then a couple of things on either side. So there is a crosshair. You can just barely see it. Which is why I keep missing stuff when I shoot at it, because I'm having to go by general, I think it's in that direction. I think I'm pointing the hook in the right way. But if I'm having trouble with it whilst wearing glasses, there are going to be people out there that even with glasses, if their eyesight's not great and they can't pick up on little details, then they're going to be in a pain. It's going to be a pain for them to try playing. A grappling hook definitely was worth getting. It's a shame it was locked behind, I think, tech level 10. You needn't fuel. Yeah, today was actually meant to be a Nier Automata day. It just happened to be this also came out today, and I was playing it before the stream started, and I figured, you know what? Fuck it. I was going to play this on stream at some point. Might as well be today whilst I'm already playing it and already in the mood for it. And plus, I mean, I haven't seen how many other people are actually playing this on stream. There's probably a lot, and there's probably a lot of bigger people playing it. But I wanted to give at least a little bit of an unbias. Because I've seen quite a lot of the people on the forums that just, all they see is the Epic Games Store stuff, and they're like, ooh, heard they're bad. let's see. Welcome in. Yeah, so I've seen a lot of people just jumping on the herder Epic Games. The deal was bad. Why did you do this? Blah blah blah. Which, yeah, it's a shit show for that. But I can get past that because the game still came out here. But a lot of the people, at least on the forums that I've seen and in some of the reviews, that's all they seem to care about. So then they're nitpicking at some of the things. And so I wanted to play it, give my sort of honest opinion of it, bearing in mind I love these kind of games. Yeah, I've played through Raft like twice. I've got a bunch of other survival crafting games, like even some of the ones that just look a little bit janky at the moment because they're early access. But I still like playing them just to see if they've got anything new. That is indeed an L, Ace. Do you mind? Don't explode in my butt. I mean, what? Careful, I'm going to become Seb at this rate. So, need 2 grease, which means we need 2 of these. How was it bolts? No, it was not bolts, so 2 cogs. We can make that without the grease. Or 2 gears even. Cogs, gears, basically the same thing. Some engineer will come out and shout at me for saying that, but I don't care. 2 greases. Oh, but actually already had one of those that I could have used. Never mind, never mind. Right, so then we wanted 1 Forcer. And 1 bearing. And we can research that. Which was making coal briquette. Now I need to learn how to ram. It said I'm not playing Divinity Original 2. So we need 2 more bits of iron. Do we happen to have any? We do. There's 1 spring and 1 bolt. I think that the biggest thing that I've noticed so far from the time I've played so far, I mean, obviously I'm probably past the time limit now to refund anyway, but I'm gonna keep running just in case. I'm gonna give it a fair chance. But the thing that I noticed and jokingly mentioned is that there isn't so much a tech tree as there is a tech line. This is the so far the biggest issue that I've found. Is that you're forced to do these two. Otherwise you cannot do anything else. And like, so some of them, it's fair enough. It's like, you know, you want to get a workbench before you can get components and stuff. That's all fine. But then later on, it's like, okay, basic components, really useful. Container rack. Which is this thing that's holding these two containers. I could quite happily have just had two containers next to each other. And I would not have minded. But because of how the tech is laid out in this, you have to research it to be able to learn how to make a kitchen. Even though you don't need them when building a kitchen. And likewise to, you know, make a bandage. You know, once you've unlocked it, you don't need it. Yeah, I mean, I could quite easily just like fill this entire line with just single boxes for now. It's only now that I've got the harpoon gun, or the grappling gun, that I'm actually finding myself running out of space in the boxes. Up until now, I have not had issues with that. But the fact that it forces you to get certain things before you can unlock other stuff is like you can get, if you get the gun at the end of the tutorial. You get the pistol at the end of the tutorial, which means you can start getting leather from the leeches that attach to the side of your ship and from the big shark things that turn up occasionally. But you can't use that leather for anything. Not until you've researched how to make a container rack. So I much prefer how Raft did its tech. Whereas okay, we've gone around, oh, we have found some chemical. Dump it in the research bench, research it. It remembers that you've learnt that, and then you move on. Then you go, oh, I found some wood. You dump the wood into the table, you click research, and then there might be one recipe that required both of them that has now popped up to say you can actually research this properly now because you found the right ingredients. I much prefer how that research worked than this. But like I mentioned earlier, it feels very, at least so far, it's a lot more linear. It's not as much of a sandbox as, say, Raft would be, or Ark, or anything like that. So if you're wanting like an open world survival crafty thing, it might not be the right one. Speaking of leeches, hello. Give me your leather. Realise we're going past a bunch of stuff that's probably going to want to keep. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, it might be that actually occurs at some point, because I'm only on, like, I think this is technically, like, Area 3 or Area 4. And things are different in each one. So it's essentially... I mean, let's just, for the sake of doing it off, let's just go faster, go faster, go faster, go faster, go faster, go. Also, in case anyone wonders, these things are... Whilst they're wonderful inventions to move across a track when you have no engine, they are fucking hard to start. I have had the chance in my life to operate one of them, and fucking hell are they... Once you get going, it's fine, because momentum helps it. until you need to brake. And then that's why they have a massive brake lever on the side, because you are not going to stop it by holding onto this. We just zoom in now. If I miss, I miss. I don't care. We need to showcase the middle bit. Also, I would like to know as well just how random these are going to be. I mean, for the most part, these bits can be randomized relatively easily. As long as there's a track, you can just randomize where the placement of items are. And because it's so chaotic anyway, it's going to be hard to notice a pattern. Unless, like, 3 of the same thing happen all in one go. And then it'll probably be a bit more obvious. Because the way it works is that you get, like, one of these long, windy bits that you gather your resources, you do what you need to do, you get your research, blah blah blah, and then, oh, we're coming close to one now. You eventually get to a portal, which basically just starts you in a brand new instance of one of these lines with different resources. I say different, they're the same, it's just a different randomly generated map essentially. And in between there is a depot where you can upgrade the train, add more carts, extend it, bunch of things. Increase the increase what kind of engine you have eventually, I think, as well. But I would like to, it does make me wonder just how random, at least at this point of the game, because it's a story game. So is it just that Area 3, or whichever area I'm in, will always contain an outpost for the story to trigger off? Or is it sort of random between Area 2 and 6? You might get the outpost turn up. It's one of those things like, I would just wonder just how random is the random. In we go. Oh yeah, but Subnautica it didn't even do randomized. Not really. Pretty much that entire game, like the entire map was crafted to look randomly generated. I think the only thing random in that is that there's like 3 or 4 areas where you can start the game. But it also depends on what experience you're at, because with Subnautica there was a very definite end game. There was never going to be a possibility that Subnautica could be a completely open world, randomly generated. Because it would end up looking like what Minecraft underwater looks like. Because it would have to use the same sort of way that Minecraft does it to generate its bits and pieces. Whereas this, I mean, obviously we haven't got there yet, but I'm assuming that even after the story's finished, you can just keep going through gates. That's what, because considering it is meant to be open world and randomly generated each time you go through a gate, I'd assume that it will just let you keep going through them until you just close the game and don't play it again. Right, we need to drop a few bits and pieces, I think. Let's definitely drop these gun parts because we are not using them. Eat some of the organics. Let's cook some of the organics. And let's melt some of these down. There we go. That's relatively clean inventory-wise. I mean, it's not. There's still crap in there we don't need at the moment, but it'll do. Ah, we need to go that way. Therefore, I'm not going to go that way. You can't tell me what to do, game. Oh, time for combat, I suppose. Yep, there's the ping of a weapon. Do let me know if the volumes need to be tweaked, by the way, because I've moved over to OBS, and so I haven't had a proper way to properly checked sound. Oh, and yeah, you'll know the big thing that I have noticed with this is that death means nothing. So the people if I die now, the people I've already killed will stay dead. I will just respawn on the train and get to come to finish them off. I just pick up all the stuff off my body. What the fuck are you doing? I don't even own you yet. That I know of. Oh, send some lasagna my way. Yeah, we died. We just spawned back. We run back to the very weirdly shaped skull icon. We just pick up the stuff that we had. And also, you know, we dropped the weapons that we had. Well, you keep the pistol because the pistol's like just unlimited. And there you go. That is the penalty for death. A 5-second walk back to your corpse. I really do not like aiming down sights on this because the sight takes up the whole fucking screen. Going back to pistol. I like how the quest instruction is just get in. It doesn't tell you where you're getting in. It just says get in. This is a game of crafting. Therefore, I must gain materials. Don't care if the quest's the opposite direction. I am still extremely confused over the fact that there are Norse runes everywhere. Was there anything up here? Some wood. You're not going to send me any lasagna. Curse is foiled again. Just then, from that angle and the light, I thought that was some kind of... Just because of how you get a weird light above pickups, I thought that was something on the floor and it's just a broom. Witness. Beautiful, brilliant eyesight. Ooh, ooh. Not enough space. I guess we'll just have to come back for you then. Just in case you're actually going to make one of the guns slightly better. You probably won't. You never know. Oh, actually, can we... We need 2 metal for that. We would need 4 metal altogether. And luckily, before we left, we told the smelter to start making some metal. Fat can go on the floor for now. As long as we don't move away, it'll be fine. And we need a bolt. Luckily, we had already started dealing with it. We'd started to make one. Okay, and then a storage and a storage. Let's take that heavy frame. Also, before I do this, I'm going to go and have a look at the... Grab the other one that we left. And I would say I'd like at least the starting... At least from what I've seen so far of the weapon crafty bit. It gives me some Fallout 4 vibes. In terms of finding parts, putting parts together, making your own little weapon. You know, customizing it. Although, unfortunately, for the most part, it's just do whatever you can do until the DPS is bigger. I'm going to change this. That makes it 41, that makes it 48. Keep that one. You keep it on... That's 46 and 40. Keep it on that one. And the grips are all the same. So yeah, we can keep the pistol the same. What have we got for you? Barrel seems the same. We've got some bonus mags. So that just has, I think... 33% extra reload speed, which isn't bad. That, however, has a lot more reload speed. And keep you. Only have the one stock, only have that. Oh, that's got us up to 160 DPS on that gun. Which isn't terrible. course, now I'm already out of room again. Right.
Definitely can't open it with a hammer this time. You need a key.
A key? Don't you dare tell me the key is all the way over there. Oh, my exploration skills failed me this time. Although luckily everyone's already dead, so we don't have to worry. Oh no, the mystical floating key. I would not have noticed that if it had not have pointed out. We probably walked past that earlier. It was probably there, right there, staring us in the face. But because we didn't think to look for it, just walked right by. Train! Now that's an engine that I desire. Actual steam. Of course, before we go to where the quest marker tells us to go to, loot goblin instincts must be allowed to get out of the system. Inspect the room. It is indeed a room. With a train. And some carriages.
Looks like our little train is ready to grow.
Oh, I was going to say, is this... Since we haven't unlocked Steam yet, I didn't think it was going to let us do that. And I was wondering when it was going to say, oh, by the way, did you know you can upgrade your train? And the answer is yes. Yes, I did know that.
Uh-oh. Look at our big train. They always grow up so fast.
They're just standing in the void. Without any hair. Yeah, we really did not need to have extra platform, extra wagon yet, but you know. Oh, okay, I see what we... So at some point... I assume it means it's going to sort of let us add things to the side. What those things are going to be, I don't know, but I know we can get a ram at some point, and so it's going to let us put rams on. So that's probably what the front one's for. We can hold to disassemble some of the bits and pieces we've placed down. We can delete entire cars if needed. Build a module that's just adding in machinery. Upgrade wagon we can't do, but all that does is just add an extra chunk. That's the point. Oh, I was gonna say, does it actually make it so that? Yeah, I was wondering whether or not each wagon was gonna have its own individual upgrade costs, and so each one, yeah, it's cheaper to get one upgrades than two upgrade. But no, it's just any extra you add on, it costs the same now, and it'll just the increase will just happen as no matter what you choose. Yes, building console. Yeah, there you go. Right, I think we've picked up everything we need. So, whoosh. And yeah, I do need to create bandages just so this quest shuts the hell up and leaves me alone. We need 2 sterilizers, which means we need 2 unstable chemicals. We have 1 already somewhere. There. We also need the leather. Make 2 sterilizers. Although, like I said earlier, I think we can see us needing the bandages. Just because the consequences for dying is so low, it doesn't really make much difference. Ooh. I saw a friend. Guess who's got a better gun? Your leather will be mine when you get close enough. Right, so, bandages. Make 2. Done. Bandage 1. I just made bandages. Oh, okay. It just didn't update the counter. Use bandages. Oh, thank you for forcing me to use a bandage when I don't need one. Especially when that... Oh, I bet you're slightly out of range again, aren't you? You are. Hang on. Reverse the train. My God, it's the Elden Ring. Research and build the garden. I don't want to build the garden, though. So 1 metal and 1 bolt. So you need 2 metals. We should already have... Research, the RAM. And what's next? We can get the steam engine next. It just costs 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 iron, 2 copper, and 2 grease. So, a shit ton of scrap metal. Right, so the copper's going to be the easiest. We only need 2. There are 2 pipes. And then we needed 2 grease and then just a lot of iron. Well, I'm aiming right at the damn thing. There we go.
Scrap metal trying to kill us too.
When I see a pop-up that says minefields, I'm putting the brake on. Detector mines and magnet mines. Detectors react to too much speed. Magnetic ones cling to the train and explode after a few seconds. All mines can be destroyed and demined in time. When demining, there's a chance to get resources as a reward. I mean, it's wonderful, but I don't see the mines that you're talking about, game. And that concerns me. Also, those are large arrows. And a very big broken sword. And some spears. I was really hoping we could look down and see a really just creepy thing that all these things were being thrown at. I mean, alas, no. Though I had joked about that being the Elden Ring earlier. It does seem weird that there's a weird Elden Ringy shaped thing, and then a bunch of swords and arrows and spears. And I think that might just be a branch. Suppose you have to keep a lookout for mines now. It would not have brought up a tutorial about mines if it was not planning on throwing mines at us right now. They're at least nice enough to not put too many resources nearby where the mines are. That's ice, we don't need ice. Got plenty of ice. Oh my god, this is a long minefield. Oh my god, there's more! I think that's all of them. We will find out soon when the train explodes. Wow, out of space. Well, that's lucky. Take 5 of those. Did you drop it under the rails? You dropped it on the train there. Wonderful. That's 5 of the, I think, 12 iron we needed. To give it fuel, which I'm going to give it. I was going to say I'm going to give it a few, but I misclicked. hope that sometimes we can get upgraded storage as well, because having only 4 slots per chest is a pain. And for the fact that they don't really hold much, they're expensive. Yeah, there sure is some weird stuff in the distance. Oh no, inventory's full. Can't be having that. Ooh. Get the gun ready. Are you joking? We can't shoot through the massive gaps in the window. Dare you? And to loot everything they own, which is a piece of scrap metal so far. Ooh, that's unpleasant. That dropped inside the container. think it has. Oh, witness the wonders of AI. Lump. Don't think he noticed us. Let's just eat it for a start. All the tokens, we don't need those yet. And store the fat. We need to make a backpack as soon as we can. I think that's in a couple of tech levels time. And let's just pick up the ones that are green. They're usually slightly better. There's nothing useful on top of there, is there? Hey, Zaddy! Yes, it's definitely Minecraft. We need it. Grease. I'm doing good. How is Jazzy doing? Yeah. But that's why we look out for our Zazzy. You sleep well, Zazzy. Nothing we've picked up is actually good enough for that. Will anything... Oh, we can upgrade the pistol. Lower the firing rate to get a longer range. And it also... because we're lowering the fire rate, it drops the DPS down by quite a bit. I think we might actually go back to that one. Hmm. Right, so it was grease we wanted. We also wanted just as many iron bars as we could possibly do. Before I screw up and do the wrong things, what do we need? We need 2 forces. That is what we're using our grease for. 2 of these. We also needed those 2 bolts. Yep, 2 bolts, and then we need 4 gears. Yay! Then we noticed don't have the room. Research, steam engine. It requires fuel and water to operate properly. Speed control and refueling are done through the engine interface. Brake, transmission, acceleration are also available on levers. I've noticed an issue with dropping things too close to the workbenches. We can't pick that up now. Oh well. So yeah, we can't do the steam engine yet. We need to wait till we get to the next depot for that. Which probably means we're going to want to... Does the journal tell us? Oh, these are just the things that you get to if you bought the supporter package, you get some cosmetic stuff there. I'm really hoping that we'd be able to see. Things like recipes for the train. I'm assuming up until now, most things have cost the same to build as they have to research. So let's go with that idea for now. Because it'd be really nice to get into the depot, find that we can't actually upgrade the engine. Although, to be fair, we probably want to have the stuff to fuel the engine made first, thinking about it. That would probably be sensible. Which means we'd need a crusher. Other than that, we needed one bolt and one Orsa. So, one bolt. Oop. One bolt. And one Forcer. Did we have any more scrap? I'm sure we had more scrap ore. We took it all out. I think we've took it all out. Yeah. So we're going to have to progress a little bit further anyway. Give one meddling up. Oh, there's not enough space for that either now. Okay. Now there is. So how big is this crusher? That is quite hefty. We either make large things of water. We need ice and chemical for that. That's just crushing ice into small pieces. We also need to crush a block of coal into smaller pieces. I know we can make charcoal, but that is not coal. And we can make resin, which is handy, I guess. Oh, we can do the backpack as well. 1 iron, 1 copper. Don't think we have enough for. No, so we need 4 more scrap metals first. That's... Wait, no, we only need 3, because the copper only takes 1, because it also uses a chemical. That should be enough. Hopefully this will unlock another line of our inventory. So make equipment. Where were we? Copper pipe and bolt. Ooh, we can also do the leather suit. Again, we just need more scrap. And one thing that I hope we get at some point, I know there's apparently a pet thing that can help collect stuff for us, but that seems really irritating, to be honest. If you have to wait for a pet to bring things one at a time, on the off chance you get the correct pet. What would be really nice is if you had similar things to the net in RAF. I mean, we know there's attachment points on the side of this thing. It would be nice if it had some way of, like, even if it's like an automatic grappling hook that just picked up things that were nearby, like once every 30 seconds. Would be a massive benefit. We want new metal. Go. What have we got? Oh, please tell me I didn't accidentally use leather on something. Needed new bolts, and I think yes, I think me misclicking just then repaired something. So, small backpack. In we go. Oh, it only gives us 3 slots. Okay. Not wonderful, but not terrible. It's better than nothing. Now you are new. Oh, you're just big pieces of ice. Okay. Right, come on, give me some leather. Yay. Make me a leather suit. Hold one armor plate. Consumables. Armor plate needs one metal. Which we can't quite make yet. Went past the thing I was going for. One metal, please. We don't have that long left of the stream, so at least say that so far the verdict is it's still a neutral from me right now. It's not a do not buy it, because it does still have a lot of promise. It's just very, very slow. Even compared to other survival crafting games, it's a slow progress. Oh, okay, we can own... So that's what the heavy thing is. Lump of coal. Place. So that's what it meant when it said you can just place the heavy items. Two balls, plate, go. E to use. There we go. We now have a single small piece of armor, which may or may not have some use. Depends whether or not we start caring about dying or not. Because right now, we don't. because there's no penalty to it. And whilst we're still going slow, is there anything else I want to do? Because we are coming up to the depot. Trying to think now what it was that we made. Should have made a note of it. I know we needed the 2. Forces. I think it was 2 anyway. We needed 1 more grease. We need a lot, just a lot more iron. If possible, it would be nice to end the stream today getting our upgrade to the Steam Mage. And that means we're going to need way more metal. I remember it was 4 bars, 4 gears. And I think it was 2 forces, 2 bearings, and 4 springs, or 4 bolts. Basically, we just need a lot of... Oh, wait, and there's also some copper piping in there that we needed as well. Let's reverse up. Just collect a load of wood and a load of metal. But luckily, stuff respawns behind you. I mean, theoretically, you probably could just go back and forth in just in the first area and collect things until you were completely full. Research as much as you could, repeat the process, and just keep on going until you just got bored. Keep not seeing those things that are going to bounce us around. Like that one right in front of us. That is a large fish-like thing over there. Which I did not notice before. Oh, and actually won't let us go any further back because of this stupid whatever thing this is. Okay. Got 1 copper. I have a feeling we're going to need at least 4. Right, so I think that's enough copper that we've got. It really would be nice if it let us relook. This unlocks the steam engine, but doesn't actually let us look at the recipe for the steam engine. Doesn't show it anywhere in the journal. Right, so that's the 4 gears we need, the 4 bars we need, and then I think that will be enough for the 4, I think it was 4 copper pipes we need. I'm trying to remember this off the top of my head, and that is a thing I'm just terrible at. We needed, I think, at least 2 grease. though we could also need it for... 'cause I know we need at least one of those. But I can't remember if we need 2 of both of these or just 1 of each. And there is a wiki, but quite frankly, it seems out of date. Because it was running on the old version of the game. If you just make 2 grease for now. And we have the stuff to make more if needed. The big issue remains, we just need way more metal. Probably another 7. Which means we need another 14 scrap metal. So I'm adamant that we will finish this little playthrough by ending on Steam. Because the chances of me playing this again on stream, unless it's like grabbing Sheeper and Beanie, chances of playing this on stream again is probably quite slim, to be honest. Because there's just not a lot happening. It'd be okay. It's okay for a nice sort of like chill game. You know, you're on your lunch break, or your brain's dead from the end of the day. It's a good bit of busy work. Something to help you get through the night if you just need your brain to just go into a vegetative state. A vegetative state. I hate that word. How many tatives do they need in a word? The answer is too many. Oh yeah, our hunger bar's empty. I keep forgetting we have a hunger bar. Almost there, I think. I hope. Because we should hopefully find some in the depot itself. In terms of scrap metals. That's another good chunk. What's that got us at? Seriously, of all that, only 3 of it? Only 3 of it was metal. Most of it was wood. And earlier I was complaining how we barely had any wood, and now we've just got too much of it. Not too much. At least we can expand the back cart. What have we got then? 8, 4 and 4. With enough to do one more, which will get us to 9. Probably want to get us to 12. Be safe. To make sure we definitely have enough. I do at least like that it replenishes stuff in the same map you're in. You can technically quote-unquote farm. Which, let's face it, is pretty much what we're doing right now. Of course, watch the steam engine be the one thing that does not actually cost the same as its research thing. Because everything else so far has. Oh, can you farm it? Doesn't look like you can. It's not very effectively. Hmm. You know what? Screw it. That'll do. Go the other way. I'm starting to drift away. So if we don't get it done now, it won't be done at all. I think resources are depleting a bit. It doesn't look like you can actually like full on farm. Unless there's a time limit on how long it takes to respawn stuff. Which is theoretically possible. Yeah, just more wood. Well, never mind. I'm sure there'll be at least a couple of bits of scrap metal lying around in here we can work with. In we go. Next depot. Let's see what city part of the storyline it's going to offer us now. Okay, so we needed 4 copper wire. We have the stuff for that. Oh, we're 1 metal short. And it also looks like we are... grease short. You're lucky. Give me 4 of those. The 4 bolts. Okay, and then we want 4 forces. And now to hope the game is nice to us and gives us 2 scrap metal. One scrap metal. Yay, go. May or may not have been a slightly unfair match. Right, let's have a look. What have we got? Because we did at one point have tokens. You. Which we can put into here. And we're out of tokens already. Ooh, that was another scrap metal. I think we've got enough stuff. Yep, I think we might be good enough now. So smelt down one last bar of the night. Pick up the forces. So first of all, we need to destroy the old engine. Which is this. Oh, it is as I feared. The front wagon needs to actually be clear. That's what you want. N for knock that shit down. Right, G for, oh thank God, we can relocate. I was worried at first that you could only demolish and just move it and build it again. But doing that costs stuff. You do not get the same level of materials back than you spend. Right. So most of the important stuff is moved. Can we move? No. So we need to move the boxes off first. Then we can relocate the shelf. Almost there. Right. So those have been moved. Can we build you now? You need to be about there. Maybe. The extra place. And F. My brain is really starting to shut down for the night. Gotta do this quick. Can we... I don't want to disassemble, I want to move. If at all possible. I suppose it is only the horn, we can disassemble the horn. There we go. There we go. If that reconnecting to chat wasn't because the connection died. We now have a brake lever down here so we can get rid of that one. Use the fuel to go in, and we can give it ice or water. That's a good place to end, I think. Before my brain completely starts to shut down. We have progressed to the next stage where we have the power of steam on our side. And the world's smallest second wagon. We could do with upgrading it, but that needs like another 8 metal to do that. So if that's going to happen, that'll happen whilst I'm playing on my own off stream. So let me make sure I save. Oh yeah, got to click and hold because for some reason that makes sense. Let's quit out of the game and have a quick look. Is there anyone online? I suppose we can go and raid. You know what? I think tonight I'm just going to... I won't be able to talk when we do the raid. So I think I'll just leave it there and we won't raid. Because whoever we raid will start talking to me and I'm literally drifting away. My brain is shutting down and I do not have the power of comprehension to talk anymore. So, thank you everyone for watching. We've had a decent look at what the game's like. It's okay. It's not amazing. But it's also not terrible. It has its things that could be improved, you know, a better way of doing the tech tree. So that it's actually a tech tree rather than a tech line. Improved resource generation so that it's not quite so long. I mean, I know that it wasn't, you know, on Raft it was a bit slow, but Raft also every now and then gave you just like barrels full of stuff. So you weren't like having to hook individual things forever. You could also hook large amounts in one go, which we can't do yet in this. At some point, maybe we will get something that can automatically gather stuff for us. But we're like halfway through the tech tree so far, and we have not seen anything along those lines. I mean, I think we've literally gone through at least 1/3 of it because we've got to the point where we have the first upgrade for the engine. And we have not yet seen anything to do with sort of slow automatic gathering. I don't want it to gather a lot. I just want to be able to like put down like 3 or 4 items that will just slowly generate resources. So that, you know, we could get other stuff done and then go and look back and go, oh, look, we've got some more stuff to work with now, and then repeat the process. Make it a bit more automated. I mean, at the moment, it's on offer. I think it's like a 10% off if you buy it on its own. Or I think it's 25% off if you buy it alongside Planet Crafter in the bundle. Which also works if you already own Planet Crafter from the bundle. You can just buy the bundle and just pay for the thing you don't have. Which is what I did. So I paid £19. It's normally meant to be $24.99. So I got like a 25% discount by buying it via the bundle. A £19, at least at the moment, with it being early access and with what's in it so far and what I've seen so far in the 4 hours I've played, I'd say £19 is sort of the top level of what I'd be willing to pay for this for now. Any more than that, I would say if you really want to. But the only thing it's doing different than every other survival crafting thing so far is the setting. I mean, we've had at least 2 people in chat mention that it's like Raft, and I agree. So just imagine Raft, but on a train, and that's all this is. So yeah, I think I'll firmly stick with my neutral review. I mean, I have put it down on Steam as a negative, but that's more because there is no in between. It's like if it's on offer, yeah, go for it. Especially if you can get it for under 20. If you get it for under 20 quid or like $25, then go for it. Because it is just starting out. Hopefully there's going to be a bunch of other stuff that goes into it now that they're going to have the Steam influx of money. But on the bright side, I've got through 4 hours of the game and I am not disappointed. Like I was with a certain other game that occurred 6 months ago exactly, of the name Choo Choo Charles. This game at least has promise, and it still has promise. I will still continue playing it after this. Choo Choo Charles, not going to happen. But I think now that I've babbled on for a bit longer than I was planning to, I will leave it there. We've been going for 2.5 hours. So definitely be on the refund stage of the game now, which is kind of the reason I did this as well. Just to force myself to actually give the game a good chance. I can't get my money back now, so I might as well keep playing it. See how good it gets. So we'll call it there. Tomorrow we'll go back to being near. We'll just do near for a couple of... Rather than it being near today, we'll do near tomorrow and then near Thursday and just do a double dose. Because it was going to be near today, something else tomorrow, and then near on Thursday. If this came out tomorrow, I would have played it tomorrow. But I wanted to play it when it turned up, just to get the first impression in. So yeah, I'll be back tomorrow for Nier Automata. I think we're at the point where we're actually going to go on the end part of the story for Route B now. I think I got most of the side quests done that we can. But we'll find out tomorrow. So until then, thank you everyone for watching. It's been fun as always. And I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.